Salam, shalom. Wise Zeus speaking, giving you all a chance to get in here. First one in, let me know if the sound and everything is on. Of course, peace and wisdom. All praises to the horizon. Visit the website upscaleknowledge.org. Subscribe and click the thumb bell. Now I'm gonna start in the 2.5 minute mark. Peace and wisdom icon 971. Philip Hamer, peace and wisdom chant. If the sound gets a little fuzzy or something like that, let me know. Y'all enjoying the frost? 9 degrees in New York today, but it feels like -5, they said. And they not lying. I went out there, made a U-turn instantly. Know my limits. Make sure y'all wash y'all ass in these cold. Funk knows no temperature. Funk is not racist to temperature. Funk is not. Funk don't care about temperature, race, age, anything. You could be a stank baby and white. So you want to be like Funk in this life, where you hold no biasness. You feel me? Every every and anybody can get it. Fuck that. Now let's keep it. Let's keep it nice and humble and corny like y'all like it. Now, I want to discuss Trump. 2.5 minute mark. Salam. Make sure you all give back. Y'all lacking on that. So I'm lacking on, coming daily. Now, you have all that's transpiring with ICE. And most people have no clue truly what's going on. Most people, they get lost in the others' agendas. They become pawns in other people's agendas, and they fight, not truly knowing what they're fighting for. They think they're fighting for the agenda. The agenda is like the face card. But behind the agenda is the true intentions. So you could view an agenda like let's say somebody sell drugs, so they get themselves a barbershop. And the barbershop is just a front. It's to make it look like they're legit. But behind that barbershop, it's all drug money. And drug money is how that person earns their way. This is how it is with an agenda. If I have an agenda, and the agenda is truly self-serving, it ain't gonna benefit you in no way. I can't tell you that. So I have to exploit your emotions, your bitternesses, whatever I can to get you on board with me and my agenda. You don't know my true intentions, you just know the agenda. Maybe the agenda is, maybe you're poor. So I say that person is against poor people when they trying to make everybody poor. But truly, I wouldn't care about that. That's your own problem, and that ain't got nothing to do with them. I'm just playing on that to get you to kind of hate them with me. Now, I hate them because they just in my way of me getting money. If I tell you that, then you probably say, well, what the fuck that got to do with me? Now, you gonna give me some money? This is what an agenda is for those of y'all that's young. Y'all get lost in the other people's agendas. You become the voice and the hands and feet for the agenda, but behind the agenda is something that truly go against you. It don't necessarily have to go against you. It could just not serve you in any way. So it's a deep thing. Peace and wisdom, big stank. Said Masonic theater. I don't know what that means. But if you come here, this is for any of y'all that do that. If you come here trying to associate me with things, you don't need to waste your time doing that. You a follower in a lesser thing in life, not me. And you don't ever need to confuse me with none of the clown stuff y'all got going on. So if you think, oh, I think he a Mason, I'm Big Usia, period. If I was a Mason, I'd be the ruler of the Masons, or I wouldn't be in it. And so you don't need to hold me to nothing unless you about to say he is the leader in the air of that thing or whatever you want to call it. You get my point? Other than that, stop coming here with that lesser stuff. Y'all impressed by lesser things. Following, sucking dick, not knowing why you're doing it. Peace and wisdom. I'm sorry, Big Stank. This is not for you. But others have came and did that. And so I'm just making it clear for anybody that do. I'm not a part of anything, all these institutions and things that y'all know of, whether you talking religions, politics, cult followings online, like the Pan-African and all the different nationality parties. I don't got nothing to do with nothing stupid. Nothing that got to do with separation, you can exclude me from it. That's why I'm not down with the Pan-Africans, the Hebrews, or any of the black groups. Because at the bottoms of it, it's a separation thing. The Hebrews and the Pan-Africans are not one people because one is a Pan-African and the other is a Hebrew. In that's what's keeping them separate, whether they want to admit that or not. And so I'm not taking parts in none of that. Anything that got to do with us being more separated than we already are, you can sign me out of it. You don't never got to look to see me play in it or nothing. Fuck them. Once you tell a person the truth, meaning everybody's agenda that's black, their agenda is supposed to be that we need to be unified and moving as a unit. And you get my point? Getting some work done for ourselves. Not sitting around crying, talking about this person did that and that person did that. That's not going to get you nowhere. That's what I be trying to get y'all to get. You can't let somebody make you a lesser because you less in the moment. It's not about us crying, talking about the white man did this and the white man did that. The white man can only do what y'all allow him to do, and the white man can only do what they could do if you separate it. I can't ride down on your brother if you guarding his back. But let's say you decide to wander away from your brother, you ain't worried about him. Then I could do whatever I want with him, meaning me and mines. And that's how we are as a race. We keep trying to reach for the problems on an external level. But our true problem is internal. Y'all getting blackballed by y'all own. When you go in to get a job or something and you up in the run-ins against another black person, they gonna throw you under the bus. You online doing your thing, it ain't the white podcaster. Joe Rogan ain't blackball you or throw you under the bus. Your own did that. And so we sitting here fighting, ignoring the truth. We all fighting against each other and you did it, doing ugly shit to one another. And then our escape is to say, man, the white man did it or this person's doing that. Don't fall for that dumb stuff. Meaning if you young or if you old, stop falling for the foolishness. If it ain't got nothing to do with us being together, sign off. If you got to hate your own for any reason, sign off. It ain't got nothing to do with nothing but hate. Outside of that, I'm sure all black people gonna have their own mind and perspective on things. And that's fine as long as we all got the one perspective that we want and we move in how we move as a unit. And in terms of us building up and making things for ourselves, we all one on that. In regards to any other dumb shit, well, you got your mind on whatever you want. And you can be pissed about whatever you want, but don't spread that to the people. You get my point? And a lot of adults do that. Meaning a lot of black adults, they pass their bitternesses off to their offspring. In that, y'all carrying around now crying about civil rights problems from 1960, but your problems in the daytime is your own. And it ain't nothing to play on. We like to play on that like, nah, he against blacks. Y'all against yourselves if y'all gonna ignore that. That's like your brother lining you up to get you killed and you gonna keep ignoring it, talking about no, the ops. Forget the ops, blood. You better look at homeboy next to you, cause you get it? He worked with them. And so we gotta stop playing on that. Meaning if you wanna clean out the black race of everybody that ain't truly for it, start there. Whoever going against unity in any way, you got any little thing in you where you like, I want to go against this black person, get rid of him. And y'all will see right there how we start progressing. It's that. You got a lot of play, like they manipulating y'all minds. Like I said, if y'all got bitternesses with y'all, any negative flaws you got with you is gonna be exploited. You don't know who you are, somebody gonna tell you who you are. And this is how y'all say, I'm Pan-African, I'm Hebrew, I'm this and that. It just show how lost you are or how lost you was before somebody found you. You didn't find yourself, you got found. Anybody lost gonna get found. Anything that's lost gonna get found. And so we got to get on that kind of level. Infinite Minds one said, I think it should apply to people as a whole. It should apply to people as a whole, but it start with the household. You follow? How I'm gonna be one with a white person before I'm one with my own? That don't even make no sense. And so when you say, I think it should apply to the whole, yeah, it should apply to the whole after everybody get their own little unit together. And white people need to get their shit together because y'all work against each other too. I'm just not white, so that's not my concern. I'm not about to sit here and be telling white people, y'all need to strengthen up and stop fighting against each. Y'all could do what y'all want. I wouldn't give a fuck. It ain't messing us up in no way because Putin want to kill the Ukrainians. I ain't white, so whatever. White people want to kill their own, that's their own business, not mine. When my own start doing it, then it's my business. That's when I got something to say. I don't got nothing to say. I got no critique for no other race because I'm not trying to make no other race better. If you come here wondering like why he don't ever talk about the whites and this and that, because I wouldn't care about them. I don't live with them. What they got to do with me? What they got to do with me and mine's coming together and going to do us over here? Nothing. And that, I don't care. Whatever they do is whatever they do. If they attacking us on the low and we don't know, whatever. As long as you strong, ain't no attacks gonna matter. And that's what we got to get. Here you go, everything start with self. And so before I go on a whole worldwide tour of, we all need to be one as people, it start with the individual races. You can't be loyal to your own family or grouping that you come from. Can't nobody trust you. And this is why black people are completely untrustworthy. When you think of black people, you think of, I can't trust this nigga. It wouldn't matter if you is a nigga yourself. Black people, all races think that about black people. I can't trust that nigga. And that's why you can't. Because the nigga can't even trust himself with his own. Meaning y'all can't even be loyal to y'all own. And that, what we talking about? And so it starts there. Y'all gotta clean away y'all bitterness, y'all internal flaws. See, they want to grab y'all up and make y'all go with their agenda. Let's fight against this, let's fight against that. What about all the shit within you that's fighting against you right now? That part. You go on a little agenda and a little fight, but don't nothing get done for the self. Your emotional state don't get no better. Your mind don't get no better. You just get angry and angrier fighting somebody else's bullshit war that don't benefit you in no way. And that's where we at as people. Looking to fight anything we can and be a part of anything we can. And that's because we lost. When you don't know yourself, you get it? You be seeking yourself out everywhere. Let's say you a black person and you like, I'm a Muslim. You not no Arab. Before you decided to be a Muslim, what was you? That part. Your true self. Black people be forgetting that while they seeking to be everything in life. They forget before I was reaching to be anything, I was already who I was. That part. The person from America or wherever you from. And so we gotta get real on that. And outside of that, black people got bitterness with other black people and nobody else. All that white people stuff and this people stuff, y'all know like I know. Yo won't got a problem with you. Black people doing stuff to each other, and it's causing bitterness. Then we like to ignore that bitterness that you have for your own and act like, no, it's this thing or that thing. No. It start with the bitterness we have for our own and that getting out of there so that everybody in the group could be unified. And then from there we can fight whatever attacks is coming to the whole. Other than that, we just be fighting each other's individual problems that have nothing to do with the whole. And so you said people having wars in their own minds. There you go. People having internal wars in their own mind, in their own household. And we get lost on the outside. Even though most of y'all ain't even outside, so it wouldn't matter. But you get my point? We gotta just do better. Stop getting lost in the lesser things because it's easier. It's easier to complain at everybody your problem than it is to just work on yourself. Getting to a place where you know it wouldn't matter what nobody doing against me. At the end of the day, as long as I'm doing what I do and it's pure from the heart, my works and what I do gonna outlive whatever hate, bitterness, bum shit they got going on. It's like I tell y'all, I got more wisdom than you got lie. You hating on me, I got more knowledge than you got hate. Your hate gonna burn out before I run out of wisdom. Your life gonna end before I run out of wisdom. And whatever's done is already still there. In that, do you get my point? You gotta just do your thing. And remove whoever's, gonna interfere with the doings of your thing. I'm sorry, I'm a little hot. I thought it was chilly in here, but it's not. Now, let's get to the Trump part. You have ICE. Trump hired ICE to get rid of the immigrants or the migrants. When Trump hired ICE to get rid of the migrants, what he's truly doing, whether he knows it or not, is he's interfering with deals that people that were in office, politicians, other government officials, he's interfering with deals that they had with foreign rulers when they was in office. You follow? Give you an example. This is just an example. Let's say Biden signed the bill to let the immigrants come in. And in return, let's say a foreign ruler said, we're going to send you $500,000 every year as long as that policy stays in. Meaning that when you come out of office and the next person come in office, as long as they agree to let us bring migrants in like you said, and they keep your little policy upheld, we'll send you that money every year. But once somebody come in office and they stop migrants from coming in, you're not getting no more money. You follow? When Trump come into office and he say migrants gotta go, he's interfering with deals that politicians that preceded him put into play. And they getting money off it yearly, probably monthly. That's all politics is doing deals with foreigners so you could set yourself up for when you out of office. In that, your government officials on both sides, meaning your Republicans and your Democrats, they're orchestrating the ICE protest. Meaning, all them protesters out there against ICE, some of them is paid to come there And you get it? Make it the violence that y'all see. And then some of the protesters is just you weak-minded and you dumb. And this is what that's being done for, meaning politicians and government officials whose business deals with foreigners is being jeopardized because Trump is in office with ICE, like that. They want to get Trump, or they want to get ICE and Trump, but mainly ICE out the way, because if migrants is getting sent back, whatever monies they getting for it, that go away. In that, do you get my point? They're using the people to kind of like interfere with ICE doing what they're doing, but it's costing people their lives. But of course, the politicians wouldn't care. They just want this whole getting the immigrants out of here thing to stop, because their money is dependent on that. And so you get my point? They're basically manipulating the public to hate Trump because Trump is messing up their money, or the deals that they have that will be in play as long as nobody screws it up. In that, they give y'all all these agendas to hate Trump. Trump did this, Trump did that, and everything they saying just got to do with Trump fucking up my money. When he changing this law and he changing that law, people getting paid from these laws. You get it? Migrants coming in here, somebody's getting paid for that. And so when he trying to get them out, he's interfering with that. And so you get my point? They're going to put a hit out on him and everything you could think of. Meaning Trump getting shot, that wasn't by chance. That wasn't some reckless civilian that just woke up one day and said, I'm going to go shoot Trump. It's all orchestrated, meaning they want him out of there. Because like I said, he messing up the money. And that they give y'all any agenda to not like Trump for whatever reason. I'm not saying you have to like Trump. I wouldn't care about no politician. I wouldn't care who's in office against Trump, Trump himself, or any of that. None of that have to do with serving us in any way. The politicians is in office to get a piece of the American pie for themselves. And we be getting lost thinking the politicians really fighting for us and care about us. They don't know you. They know their family, and that's that. And whatever they doing while they in office is just to secure themselves. They wouldn't care about the public, just like if you was in office and you had an opportunity to rape the system and get all the money you could get while you was in office, you gonna do it. You're not concerned with the public. That's just the agenda. I love the public. I'll serve the people, but you got to know when you're being manipulated, man. Nobody don't care about you if they ain't got no reason to. And so a politician coming in office and saying they're gonna fight for this and fight for that, you's a fool if you believe it. Again, they don't know you. Why you think they care about you that much? That part. They care about securing their own self. And so the people as a whole gotta come together and get rid of that whole system. But that's a whole nother discussion most people don't understand. There you go, Infinite Minds. One big Monopoly game, and people are pawns in it. And one big chess game, and people definitely the pawns in it. Now, when you see the ICE shootings and all of that, that's all orchestrated in terms of like people are being paid to go down there and cause all that ruckus. It's like I said, they exploiting people's flawed emotional state, and they paying people. Whenever you see protesting going on, you got to already know some of them people down there was paid to be down there. Think like politicians when they running for office and they're doing a speech or something. Think like Kamala Harris when she was doing her speeches. Man, them people that showed up was paid to show up. With $20, go sit down and at the president, because these people don't got no voice with the people not showing up. Bernie Sanders is having a little speaking event. Y'all not going? Y'all don't care about no Bernie Sanders? These politicians is not important to y'all, but y'all gonna show up for them. And that they got to pay y'all. It's just like the polls. The poll workers is paid to be there. They ain't gonna come there for free. And some of the people coming to vote was paid to vote for this person or that person. Everybody you see voting ain't somebody that care about voting. A lot of them was paid to vote. You just a free fool that's voting for nothing. You the pawn lost in the agenda that went down there and stood out there in the cold and waited all day so you could vote. And the next person that did that, they got paid $150 to do that. To go stand down there all day and vote on whoever they told them to. And so you get it, y'all got to wisen up. It's the same with the ICE. They paying people to go down there cause a ruckus. But these people getting killed. Politicians don't care. They say hopefully it'll make Trump, you know, get rid of that policy where he's evicting immigrants out of here. And so, if you follow me, don't fall in all of that. That's all just the game and the charades. And the people that's out there complaining about this or that, these are just your emotional people. They got a lot of bitterness inside, and that bitterness is going to be exploited. And that they're going to be fighting against Trump. And they're going to be fighting against any new thing that come up until they ain't got no more bitterness in them. And this is how a lot of y'all become pawns in wars that have nothing to do with you. And you become the dead fool that was fighting for a lie. Meaning you're fighting for the agenda. Some lie they told you to get you riled up. But when it come time to like what's real, none of that even mattered. It's like over in Afghanistan. We went to war in Afghanistan to then pull out of Afghanistan. Afghanistanians run Afghanistan. So what was the point of all the Americans going over there fighting in that war? That died. What was the point? That part. There was no point. There was somebody's personal agenda. Well, there was somebody's personal intentions. And then they created a whole lying agenda of the Afghans did this or that. And you get my point? That people go fight on that lie. Even though the truth is some simple-minded retard thing where you like, we really over there for that? You gotta become aware of the games that they play in this system that we in, because we the pawns in it. And so I don't think Trump gonna budge, meaning the ICE stuff gonna get worse because they're trying to make Trump budge. I don't think he's gonna budge. And because of that, there's gonna probably be a war against America. When I say a war against America, I mean like all the different countries gonna come together to like, you know, overthrow America. If that haven't happened already. It happened on a minor scale with like food, clothing, meaning a lot of the clothes that we wear is heating tech and cooling tech. It's not healthy. That shit is an attack against your immune system. Your body is responsible for heating and cooling itself down. Now, clothes is doing that for you, weaken the immune system. This is why most of us get sick fast. There was a time where we ran around butt naked, and the body was adjusted to raising its temperature and lowering it. You get my point? You butt naked right now, it's freezing like that, your body temperature raise and balance out. This is why they say, man, you have people that have documented indigenous people butt naked outside in the winter with just a small little fire. They just standing there barefoot in the snow, but they not freezing to death or nothing. Just a small little fire is all they need to stay regular and warm. You get a person from a city and you strip them down right now in the snow weather, they wouldn't last 5 minutes with a whole big fire. And so you get my point? It's because of the clothes. We wear clothes, the clothes kind of warming us up. It take away from our own inner fire, our own inner thermostat. It weakens it. And that, think like if you wear a scarf on your neck, then the summertime come around, you take that scarf off, but you like, nah, my neck feel naked. My neck ain't getting as warm as it normally be. I think I still need my scarf. Like that. You take away from the body's natural thermostat. In that, you get my point? We depending on clothes, we depending on many things. But they're already attacking us through the food, clothes, pharmaceuticals, the technology. A lot of the technology we have is foreign. And you get it? We getting attacked on the psychological, emotional, and physical health level. Not necessarily like bombing and shooting yet, but we being attacked on the minor levels. But they not minor, they have major effects. And you get my point? That's going to continue till it get worse. Of course, it's going to start with the food. We're going to shut down our food supply, then famine going to start. And that already happened somewhat. This is why all the food we have is fake. If you're wondering, why America got fake food? We got all this microwave products and all these fake foods. GMO foods. It's because of that. Ain't a lot of farms in America to supply everybody in America. And worse than that, America got problems with outsiders. In that, trade is it's a little turmoil with the trade. In that, we have problems getting food. So they just make a bunch of fake food, like dog food. That's pretty much what humans have. Their rendition of pet food. When you go buy a can of Alpo for your dog, what's the difference between that can and a can of tuna fish? That part, nothing. Dog food, human food, or pet food, human pet food. No different. When you go buy a little frozen products and you throw it in the microwave, that ain't real food because you can't cook it over the fire. It only good in the microwave. Electrocution food. Food that you can't cook on the fire, you gotta electrocute it in the microwave. And so you get my point? We being attacked on those levels. Now, when you're dealing with the migrants coming in here and the politicians working deals with foreigners to allow them to come, it get diabolical because a lot of the politicians know that a lot of the migrants that's coming here are followers of Islam. And when you're dealing with Islam, you have Al-Malama Al-Kubra, which is the Great War. This is when Muslims attack all non-believers, basically Christians. That's the only people they have as non-believers. A person that ain't got no religion, then I suppose an Islamic person wouldn't know, like, if they a Muslim or not. But they know for sure Christians ain't. And so you get it? There's going to be a point in, of course, America's a Christian state. So there's going to be a time where the Muslims is going to attack the Christians. And a lot of the migrants being let in here is for that agenda. They're sending the migrants over here so they can attack the place from inside. Trying to bomb the place from afar and all that ain't going to work. But if you can attack America from inside the place, then from there, you get my point, you could do what you want. And a lot of the migrants that are coming over here, they come in here to fulfill that great war. And a lot of the politicians know about this. This is why they have private bunkers and private islands in places. Because they know they've already sold the people out. If that makes sense. Meaning the politicians know, okay, you got mad immigrants here, they're going to blow this place up. They knew before they let them in. But money talk. And so you get my point? They position themselves to avoid any attacks that's coming internally, but they the ones that's setting up the internal attacks by selling out for money. And that, do you get my point? Let's say next year America start getting attacked from inside. The migrants start attacking Americans. They already prepared for that because they the ones that sold us out to that. And when Trump is getting rid of the migrants, It's messing up their deals and they money that carry on after they're out of office. And that, do you get my point? It's like the Capitol building that was orchestrated. Trump ain't responsible for the Capitol building getting ramped like that. The people that hate Trump is responsible for that. He hired people to attack them so they could blame it on Trump. That's why nothing happened in the Capitol building. You say them people ran in the Capitol building, but nothing happened. It wasn't nothing supposed to happen. The people in the Capitol building and the people against Trump is the ones that hired the people to do that. To hopefully get Trump out of office or to keep him out. But you get my point? None of their foolishness is truly our business. You know, whatever they want to do to Trump is their own business. And whatever he want to do to annoy them is their own business. Ain't none of their business deals gonna come down to us. And that, you get my point? All we could be is pawns in the thing. And pretend like somebody gonna do something for us. Or which they not. If you've been here long enough, well, if you're 50 years old, what politician was in office where you got all you wanted and all the fair treatment you've been seeking? It ain't happen. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't made for that. The system ain't made for the people. The system is made for whoever's in one of the job positions of the system. Meaning whoever has a seat in the government, it's all about them. And they're exploiting, the money of America. It ain't about you. They wouldn't care about y'all. They raised the price of everything and not y'all jobs. So that should have told you right there, they don't really care about us. They doubled the price in food, but they didn't double the wages we make. How that even go together? How you double the price of things, but you don't double the wage? Things is triple the price it was. There's certain things that cost triple what it did before COVID. Y'all don't make, if your state was $8 an hour minimum wage, did it go up to $24 an hour minimum wage? Nope. She went up $3. And so, becoming aware of things, this is the most important thing. Most people, they get lost into, their emotional state, things of that nature. And then they're manipulated off of that. And that, most of y'all think you got a problem with Trump. Well, most of y'all know you're a follower, but you get my point? You have a problem with this, you have a problem with that. And it's not even a real problem. It's just an agenda to get you going. And so, be prepared for those things. Now, when you're dealing with America or any Babylon, the people in it are like pets. It's like a zoo, meaning a city, a country. It's just a human zoo. Like a place of depth. Think like this. If you go back to the first city ever built, let's say they have the first city ever built called Babylon. That was the name of this first city. From there, all cities will be referred to as Babylon. Let's say Babylon is their word for city in the past. So to give you an example, let's say the first city's name was City. And every city that was built from that time was referred to as a city. Of course, it has its own name, but the name of the first city become the name for cities, period. That's how Babylon is. The first city's name is Babylon, and every city made after that is Babylon. Not necessarily that being the name of the place, but the place is a city, and Babylon would have been a name for a city. I'm not saying like America is the name for this city. I'm saying like America is a city and it has its name. Replace the word city with Babylon, and that's what I'm saying. The first city's name was Babylon, and that became the word for cities. In that, you get my point, you have a bunch of Babylons now, or cities. Now, that first Babylon, peace and wisdom, Rose Gold. Now, that first Babylon, before you had cities, you had shepherds. This is men that ruled over cattle. And they had their pasture or whatever where the cattle roamed and did whatever they did. And the cattle served the shepherd. At some point, men begin to be shepherds over men. The same way the shepherd got 50 cattle, he might have 50 men as his cattle too. And he buy and sell with them the same way he do with his cattle. Now, of course, a pasture ain't big enough. Let's say this man got 2,000 men. That's his cattle. This is where cities come into play. So cities is built for shepherds of men. Again, you have shepherds, they have cattle. You got to a point where shepherds begin to own men. The same way they got a bunch of animals that belongs to them, and they sell and do what they want with it. It became that way with men. That began to be fashionable. Think like slave master times. The slave master had a whole bunch of what? Slaves are human cattle. And he chopped them up and eat them, sell them, whatever. Whatever he choose. I'm saying like that. When you get to the first city was built as a place for human cattle of whoever was the shepherd over them. And you get it? This is how we have all these cities now. And all the rulers of these cities is just the shepherds. And we all just be like cattle here. They do with us how they want. And that the place become like a human zoo. A zoo is like the same thing. All them animals in a zoo, they belong to the zoo owner. They his cattle. And he earned his living off them how he choose, which is to let people come look at them. And I'm sure, they eat them too whenever they want to do whatever they want with them, but like that. We live that in reality, meaning the first city was developed as a place for a shepherd and his human cattle. This is where all the rules and all of that come into play for. To keep the cattle in line. The cattle do something wrong, lock the cattle up. And this is what we live in. And as long as cities and all of these things continue to be built, well, they places for human cattle, meaning if you live inside of a city or you was born in one and you have the documentation to go with it, technically you human cattle, meaning your ancestors were cattle, meaning they was human cattle at one point in time and they was bought and sold and did like animals was did. And you the offspring of that. And you can be done the same way. They not doing things that way anymore. They kind of running their thing like a zoo. Meaning cities are ran like zoos now where the people just do whatever they do. And you get my point? They can't escape the zoo like the zoo animals can't. But the zoo animals ain't like, the sheep with the shepherd. They kind of got a little more freedom in their cage to roam around and do whatever they want. Like a false sense of freedom. In the zoo, the tiger got a fake safari he roam around in. This is how we are in our city. We got our little Central Park or this park. Let's say you live in Atlanta, you got Piedmont Park. Little space you can roam around in and feel free like you in the forest even though you ain't. You in a little goofy place in Babylon. A zoo. And you get my point? The food is fake, meaning it's pet food. And everything is fake in Babylon because it's just a cattle thing. And y'all go to work every day and y'all have all these plans for y'all lives, and these is all just ideals that don't even matter. It's just institutionalization from the zoo to make you feel like you got a purpose. Think like this. Let's say you an older person or younger. You say, man, I'm gonna get insurance in case I die or something. I could leave, the insurance money to my kids. But you never think, damn, I had my kids when I was 20. When I turn 80, my kids gonna be 60. They may have died before me. I will have gave all that money to the insurance company, but I will have outlived all my offspring. This is most of y'all reality. That lady that had child support, that lady that had life insurance, her son got shot in the head last week. That nigga was 20. The daughter got raped, she gonna die. You got people right now where that's their reality. They 60 years old, they like both my kids died. My parents died, meaning their parents died and their kids died. And the insurance money they had out on themselves, it's like, who don't even know who it's going to now. All that money down the drain. Like that. We got all these ideals that's put into our head that make so much sense even though they don't. You get my point? It's not about insurance. It's about you leaving your worth. Your worth is your work. You follow what I'm saying? You make tissue. That tissue won't sell beyond your life. You leave that to your young. You get you some land or something that's far outside the city limits. There's no rules or nothing there. You leave shit like that. You don't pay off on something in hope. You get my point? But that's just an example. When I say we live like zoo stuff that don't even make no sense truly. Peace and wisdom, said we are being handed. You said we are being handled the same way we handle life. That's in our possession, like pets. And everybody teach what they get. The rapper got his ass raped so he could get a record deal. So he gonna be teaching that to all the people that come in. You gotta go sit down with them people. You gotta take one for the team. Everybody gonna teach whatever was did to them. Meaning whatever was done to you, you gonna do to others. And that, you get my point? People pets, so they have pets. Make them feel like they not one even though they still are. And they pet probably even got a pet. You get my point? Your dog got a stuffed animal that they rip up. I don't know. Your kid is your dog's pet. If you watch how it guard him. You can't even pick your own baby up when the dog around because that nigga like, no. It's my pet. It's my slave. And I'm your slave. And so it goes deep. You got to pay attention to everything, then everything crystal clear. And so the things that's learned are the things that's done to us. We pass it down. Those of y'all that got molested, you probably got molestation tendencies that you overlook. This is why you got to be mindful of the things you go through. Being sure that you overcome whatever you go through. Overcoming a thing don't mean like it happened and now it's over and I overcame it. Something could happen to you years ago and you still reliving it in your head every day. Overcoming a thing got to do when it's no longer a part of you. It's just something that happened to you. But in regards of it being a part of your life story or who you are, it's not. And a lot of y'all create y'all own personality based off y'all pain. Y'all pain being something that's not supposed to have become a part of who you are. Part of your life story is all your pains. All your pains make your life story. Your life story or your life just pain. Do you go through pain every day? No. You can hold on to the good the same way and build up your memory of only all the good things that happen to you, and whatever bad happened to you don't matter. It's not important. But it become reverse. Y'all remember all y'all pains and everything that people did to y'all that y'all don't like, but you could barely remember who did something for you. That part. Some of y'all get things did for you, you don't even realize it because you so lost on your pain. And you get my point? That's how it becomes. Meaning, you don't tend to the emotional state in the mind. The life and people in the life gonna put things in your mind and in your emotional state and make you whatever they want you to be. And so, becoming aware of those things, learning how to flush out, not take in no negativity, because that's what we live in the daytimes. People are manipulating one another based on their flaws and their pain. You think the person that you in the group with and y'all fighting for y'all freedom together, that nigga's exploiting your pain for his own personal agenda. What friend or what good thing got to do with pain? That's why I be telling y'all, stop making bonds with people based on your shortcomings or based on your flaws. Y'all become friends with people because y'all both bitter in the same way. That ain't gonna help you. That's gonna bring you down more and more. Next thing you know, y'all gonna be bringing each other down more and more to hold a bond together. You don't want to be bonded with people with dumb things. You got others that's bonded together by drug use. We become bonded to people by the low things. It keeps us low. You don't want to be bonded to, you don't want to share pains with people. It's about joys, good memories. These is the things that's going to create more. Just like the pain and sorrow going to create more. You got to learn the cycles of life. And so, the cities we live in, it was based on that. Meaning when the first city was built, it was built because a man or a woman had a lot of human pets or cattle. And you get my point. In the beginnings, the cities was walled up so that the cattle can't leave, meaning the people in it cannot leave. And they kind of imprisoned in the city. In that, you could say a Babylon is a prison on its own. Yes, it has prisons inside of it, but it's a prison on its own. Meaning most of y'all can't leave your city, or you can't leave the city system. If I tell you where's no man's land, where there is no city laws, none of that. Most of y'all only know the highway system. You don't know how to get out of like the city. I apologize. I gotta take a restroom break. Give me 1 second. Now, where was I at? Of course, if y'all got any questions, y'all can ask. Y'all alive? Now, I want to say this before I continue. This is not Christianity. I'm not your pastor. Or nothing that got to do with anything y'all might be lost in or follow. I'm saying that because y'all be bringing the rules from y'all lost followings here. Stop doing that. If you come in here, you come to learn the ways here. The ways here got to do with balance. And that, when y'all come here all worthless, like you don't have to do nothing for yourself or give back or do anything, don't come here like that. I'm not here to deal with no bums of no sort, where you think your worthlessness holds some merit. Your eyesight and looking hold merit. I explain deep scholarship, and I'm the best at it. And I explain little things like I just explained. Like I said, this ain't your church, where I'm trying to sell you some scripture. I'm a scholar, I get paid for my work. You come in here, you better look at this shit as a treat and give back. Whatever that gift may be, I don't know your worth. The worth may just be money. Maybe you got an opportunity. Whatever you got, come here with the mindset to give back. Don't be coming here playing with me like I'm some dweeb nigga. You keep coming in. You get it? I'll put hands on some of y'all behind this shit. And I wouldn't care how you view it. This is my work, not my play. This is your play. Maybe you won't here wasting time. And that's perfectly fine. But oblige to the rules here. And so when y'all come here moving forward, come here with the right mindset. Don't be coming here holding me to your foolishness because you woke up one day and felt like, man, nobody gotta, why we gotta pay for wisdom? You pay for all kind of dumb shit. You paying me for my time. You could go get your own wisdom. You make all your manipulation game excuses of why you shouldn't have to give back or do nothing on your win. Go take that manipulation shit down to wherever you go shop at. And take that shit to the weed man, to the liquor store man, to the supermarket. Bring that shit to your rent office man, but don't bring it to me. Bring it to me after you brought it to everybody in life. I'm saying that because wisdom more important than anything y'all talking about. Or anything you engage and share your money with, wisdom way more important than it. So stop coming here with that bum mindset and playing all those manipulation games like I'm scamming you because I gave you wisdom and told you you can't use me. Ain't no scamming that. That's just real talk. I'm a real person like that, and I ain't never gonna hold my tongue on shit like that. Period. You could sell your own self out for nothingness. You desperate for friends in the following, you go sell your own self out for free. I'm not here looking for none of that. If I find a friend, this is good. Community is always good. But I ain't here to sell myself out for it. And so get that out the mind. You come here, pay your dues. Weekly, monthly, daily, however you want to do it. But don't let that shit be slacking, because then I'm going to start taking offense. Like, you get it? Y'all attacking in some kind of way. And that, don't cry if you get attacked back. Don't cry if I start putting up posts that just tear through your emotional state because you fit the shoes of what I'm saying. Because a lot of times I do that shit on purpose. You want to fuck with me, I'll fuck with y'all back. Don't forget, I'm the one putting something in your head. Now, I fuck it up. The honor's for the honorable, not the low. So don't ever get me lost like, oh, he gotta be on. I ain't gotta be nothing with nobody. If you ain't solid with me, you can get that shit right back. In fact, everybody gonna get their energy back this year moving forward. Whether I know you personally or not, you better pay attention to how you dealt with me all this time, because you gonna get that shit back. And you the lesser thing. Anybody take offense to what I'm saying and you know me in real life and you feel like the lesser thing, pull up. You been the lesser thing. getting shit lost and scrambled up in your own mind. And that's the same for all y'all that's coming here. You the lesser thing. I ain't come to your space for nothing. Ain't nothing you got I want. I don't want to be used. Come in here, you share what's in your mind, you make use of yourself. The same way I make use of myself. Don't come here with no obligated mindset like I'm obligated to do something for anybody. I'm not. I already taught you niggas for a whole year for free. With y'all disrespect. And so get that shit together, please. I don't want to keep coming in here playing these goofy games with y'all. Where y'all trying to attack in goofy ways because you burnt out because you got cursed off a time ago. You got cursed the fuck out is because you disrespectful in your ways. Whatever happened to you happened to you. But ain't nothing happened to you. Keep that in mind. Because y'all be coming here like a nigga pumped a hole in you. And I can. Peace and wisdom, 11. Make sure y'all give back. You see how you come in here, you like, hey, Silas, how was this and that? Do you be giving back? That ain't no joke to me. You get my point? I'm not here for the entertainment. I'm not what you call that? A social media influencer. Where I come on here and influence you to live this way. I wouldn't care what y'all do. I explain scholarship that people don't understand, and other deep things people don't grasp or notice. And so, compensate me for my work on your own. It's simple. Don't come here playing like you my accountant and shit. Because you're not. And I ain't coming down to your job playing like, you get it? I ain't shifting through your head to see what you know. And so, come here fair. The foundations of my wisdom are my teachings, balance and honor. And that's the only thing in life you have. Your being fair and honest is the beginnings of you shedding your ego. You got control over your emotions. You got control over being fair. If you can be fair and not biased but fair, it's safe to say you don't have an ego. You like this person better than me, so you treat me unfair. That's your ego. But if you didn't have that ego and you just moving on fair, well, even if you like that person more than me, whatever's right is right, and that's what you gonna serve, right? And in order for you to do that, there can't be no ego or no emotions that's like, you get it, out of whack. This is why clearing up the emotional state is the most important thing, because it's what strays y'all all over the place. You don't got control of your emotions, somebody else gonna have control over your emotions. And your emotions is you. And that they bring you over here, over there, wherever they want. And so, respect, what I'm saying if you're gonna come here and get this wisdom. If your reason for not, being fair, giving back got to do with some gossip or something you heard, this ain't the place for that. You hear some gossip or something concerning me, you bring it to me. You get my perspective on it, and you do that in anything in life. You never go with no one-sided nothing, or you just an emotional goof bag. Everybody got a brain to know you can't come to no conclusion on the one side. That's some biased retard shit. And so again, if you going with gossips or this thing or that thing that's stopping you from being fair with me, ain't no excuse for not being fair. When you on a path of truth and righteousness, ain't nothing nobody could do to make you do the opposite. What sense that make? And so you get my point. Come here to learn the ways, the right way, and be that right way. It's not the place for your manipulations. That don't work on me. The sob stories, none of that don't work on me. Just be solid. That work on me. Nothing else. And so please get it together. And any other reason, like I said, y'all can always speak to me about anything. Ain't nothing to me. You get my point? I ain't somebody that got like secrets. Oh, this is a secret. I hope it don't come out. Blood, I'll smash y'all out. I ain't, you get it? I'm old school, blood. Get real. Anybody got a problem, you can see me. I ain't somebody that duck nothing. And I've been like that. And you've been watching me, you've been seeing me like that. So nobody should be questioning my character in no way. Because you ain't never see my character fold in no way. You ain't never see me go against my honor in no way. And so you hold me to how I carry it, not to whatever you want to make up in your head or allow somebody else to make up in your head that's not going to step up to me and come here solid. Like I said, y'all take pride in being lessers. Y'all take pride in talking behind people's back. That's coward lesser shit to me. We never do that. You can get told whatever straight in your face. You don't like it, what you want to do about it? Because ain't nobody saying nothing to you that they not standing on. And I move like that and only deal with people that move like that. I don't deal with people that be holding on to shit, still wanting to linger around. That make you a snake. All this time you had a problem with me and never said nothing? That mean you was snake. You was lying in wait for a moment to get me back for some shit I don't even know. And a lot of y'all are in circles like that. You got your best friend, that motherfucker got a grudge against you, never even brought it to your attention. And all that time you got this goofy motherfucker around you with a grudge that never said nothing. If you that kind of person, you was snake. A lot of y'all like that. You have problems with people, but you never say nothing. You just hold on to your problem until they bring a problem to you. Then you use all the problems you've been saving up to deflect from whatever's being said against you. You a snake. A real person gonna bring whatever issue they got up in the moment. They not gonna let that drag on. They got too much respect for the relationship. When you deal with this generation, y'all have no respect for y'all relationships. Y'all think any moment of anger, any moment something don't go your way, it give you right to be an enemy in that moment. Maybe you talk about the person, do this or that, and then after that moment, you want everything to be regular still. You can't be a snake. You get my point? You can't be an enemy and a part. In that, most of y'all in the daytime, you burn out your bridge before you even done with the bridge. Then you be feeling like, oh, I got did dirty. No, you didn't get did dirty. You are dirty. You don't know how to carry yourself. And so, y'all need to learn the fundamentals of things. You know, morals, manners. Morals is when you have something in place for yourself where you're not going past that point. Say you sell dope, but you say I ain't serving no goddamn kids and nobody that's pregnant or nothing like that. And if it ever come to that, I'm just gonna walk away from this shit. That's what morals is. I shoot any nigga in the head, but I ain't gonna shoot none of my peoples in the head. And if it come to a point where I gotta go to war with one of my own, I'ma just tap out. That's what morals is. When you got limits for yourself and you say, I'm not crossing beyond that for this shit. It ain't worth it. And anybody willing to cross this shit, get them out of here. A lot of y'all gotta get that in your life. Morals, boundary lines of what you not gonna cross. And this is how you respect your relationships and your environments that you in. Most of y'all got friendships and groups that you were part of, but what do you hold yourself to? What's your limits that you not gonna cross? That part. Most of y'all don't have no limits. In that, when you have a little clash with somebody that's one of your own, you willing to go to all the way to enemy, you know, how an enemy would carry it. But then on the friendship side, you ain't got no real deeds. Meaning a lot of y'all got all the energy in the world to show you an enemy in the moments you mad. But when it come to your friendship part of things, you ain't even got no deeds. How many of y'all live that reality right now? You having a quarrel with a family member or a friend, but that family member or friend ain't never did shit for you on the family or friendship side. But right now, while y'all quarreling, they got all the energy in the world to show that they your enemy. But when they was one with you, they ain't got no deeds. You was trying to build this or that or do this or that, they ain't helped you. They had no energy. But as soon as they bitter and angry, they got all the energy in the world. Cut people like that off, man. Everybody's deeds is their own. And everybody's what they are. Some people snakes, some people not. And ain't nobody gonna tell you I'm a snake. A deed's gonna tell you. And it's on you if you're gonna accept it. It might be somebody close. You say, I don't want to accept it. Well, enjoy getting snaked out then. Because it's all you got is the nature of people. This is why I teach what I do. Y'all have to learn. Indeed, peace and wisdom, infinite minds. Everything I say is always straight, but everybody in life ain't straight. And holding on to their turmoil, you in this dumb thing and that dumb thing. And that, you get my point? They can start coming in here on slow time like I'm playing. I'm not playing. If you don't want this wisdom, don't come get it. If you want it and you gonna come get it, stop playing little kid games with yourself. Where you want to come get it, but you want to be my enemy too. Go to whoever you fuck with and let them fill you up. Make your life make sense. Other than that, y'all be all over the place. You want to come receive from somebody you view as enemy. But you're not even built to be no enemy. That's why you silent about it. Again, I don't deal with cowards and goof bags of no sort. I wouldn't even waste my time explaining that to you. You could just get punched all in your face and sent on your way. That's how most of y'all would get dealt with in person. I'm gonna give you deep wisdom, just make sure you give back. In person, you don't. You would have been getting knocked clean out when you walk through the door. No explanation needed. You're not fucking stupid. And I'm not about to play word games with you, where you think you're gonna play the manipulation tongue with me. I come from real shit. I come from environments where you make one mistake like that, you die. If you wondering like why he's so extra about it. I got bullet holes, knife wounds, all kind of shit in me. And I come from an environment where you better not make no mistakes. Lest your head get knocked off your shoulders. And all this shit y'all play with online, in the environments I come from, y'all be dead a long time ago. Nobody want to hear nothing you gotta say, none of that. Everybody know how they supposed to carry it. And you can let your emotions get your head knocked off, which is what most of y'all do online because there's no repercussions online. But life don't stop with online. It carry into real life. And that if I seen one of y'all in real life and I was familiar with you, I can't assure you that you wouldn't get your head knocked off just for coming to get wisdom from me and not giving back. Why would I not take offense to that? That part. Some of y'all better stop playing with yourself. In life, forget here. I'm talking about, I'm using here as an example. But your whole life overall, you better stop playing with yourself. Because a lot of y'all gonna get hurt in this life. Meaning, I notice with the young, y'all think y'all can manipulate y'all way out of shit. Ain't nobody stupid in this life except y'all. Y'all new. Nobody else is new. You the new fish in life, not me. And so ain't nothing you can tell me. You just think you can. And so, come here to learn. Don't come here to play no games with me. If you follow Christianity or this thing or that thing and you feel like he be attacking Christianity, take your ass to Christianity. I'm not going to sit here and explain shit to you. Oh, I don't got no problem with Christians and blah. However you want to view it, you can view it. Do something about it to get out my face. Don't carry on in my face like you got a problem and you ain't never going to do nothing about it. I ain't antagonizing y'all when I say do something about it. I don't understand the mindset of a goof bag that actually reach for problems they have no intentions to do nothing. You want all the problems, but you got no intentions to do nothing? Man, if you don't get the fuck out of here, I'm like that. If you got a problem, do something. If you say I ain't nothing to do, then shut the fuck up and move right from there. I don't know nothing about dumb shit. I don't know nothing about selling arguments all day. Because that's what y'all watch people do online. Sell y'all arguments that never end and they never do nothing. I ain't from that time, blood. The first argument, the first whatever, I'm expecting action afterwards, or I'm expecting y'all to be adults. Do away with whatever the problem was. I'm not expecting never-ending running up the mouth. Who's intrigued by that? Except for other mouth runners that ain't got no action under their belt. And so I ain't one of those that ain't got no action under my belt. And so if I had to put in work, I expect everybody else to have to put in work. In that, I don't care about your talk. It don't mean nothing to me. I was front line when I was active, and I got the bullet holes and the scars to show. And if you don't, I don't want to hear nothing you gotta say. I wouldn't care. Me and you ain't of the same cloth. You was behind me, nigga. Hiding. That's how I'ma view you. And so, I ain't saying you got to come here with bullet holes and all that in you, but I'm saying you got to come here and learn the ways. Now, how to move solid. I don't like dealing with sloppy people. Like I said, they got never-ending problems that they never gonna solve. It's all about solution, resolution, not revolution. Resolution, like resolving shit. It's not never about carrying on the dusty shit. And the problem ain't nothing but dusty low-life shit. Y'all got to start viewing y'all problems like that. Holding on to bum shit. You got a problem with the nigga up the block. That shit ain't making you no money. Why is you holding on to it? It's bum shit. Your mind could be on money. Your mind on this dumb nigga. Or this dumb chick. I ain't into that, man. I'm straight about business. I'm straight about whatever the point is. If we building up something, let's get the building. I don't want to sit around talking. We could talk while we build. We could make the plans as we go. Black people get too lost on just running their goddamn mouth all day. Never doing nothing. And so if you're not supporting me getting a solid sanctuary, you're not giving back or nothing, you don't need to come here. Cause I ain't into talking for nothing. That's why I don't be coming on live that much. Y'all seem like y'all just want to run mouth all day or listen to me run mouth. I ain't big on that. I ain't big on being seen or nothing. I'm one of them types. I still move like I sell dope, blood. I still move like I'm a boss in the street. Go see whoever else you need to see. Don't come talk to me. I'll talk to them. I don't like people in my face. I don't like dealing with my. I like to keep everything how it is. I ain't really depending on nothing. I'm just depending on whoever know how to do what they do. Because I know how to do what I do. You know, let the pieces come together and rock out. I ain't with all the extra talking and tellings and all of this. Man. Know what you supposed to know and handle your handle. And I got my end. And you ain't never got to question if I got my end. I got my end, whatever that may be. If we talking money, I got my shit. If we talking war, I got my post. That nigga pumped out here, he gonna lose his head. You ain't got to never worry. Like, I got my end. Have yours. You talking wisdom, I got wisdom. You got your gift back, so whatever you bring to the table, I'm moving on that time, and I deal with niggas that move like that. If you don't move like that, adjust. Get there. That's the point of the teachings. So you could see everything ain't got to be weak or whatever you lost into. You could have your crutches or you could stand on your own legs. It's about standing on your own legs. And so come here with the mind clear, whatever bullshit you got in your head about me. I don't know none of y'all. You come here, you feel like, man, he sell dope. I ain't support no dope dealer. I started this business on workers' comp that have nothing to do with selling dope. So shut the fuck up with that. Don't disrespect my life because you don't have one. Again, if some of y'all lost in those kind of narratives, you can go back and see my first video. I started that video when I was on workers' comp. That mean I got injured at work, nigga. I ain't no kid. I've been around long enough to have many different lives, like a bunch of other people that's my age. Just like some of y'all, you young right now selling dope. That ain't gonna last forever. You're gonna be working and you're gonna have to grow up at some point. Whether you get a business, something. And you get my point, you're gonna get older, that might change into something else because nothing lasts forever. When you get to a certain age, you have many different lives you live. That's everybody that's 40 and up. They can at least tell you 2 different type of lives they had. Most people. Maybe not everybody. Maybe some of y'all still work the job you worked when you was 16. And you only had that life. And ain't nothing wrong with that. But most people, you get my point? They was a driver, or office worker, every fucking thing you could think of, man. They had many different hats they wear, many different shoes they wore, and you get it? Many different kind of lives throughout the year. Throughout their life. They have many different lives throughout their whole life. Not just one thing. And so if you lost into when I was younger, my street stuff is teenage, early 20s. Again, I'm 43. That's a long time ago. I got a memory. I got a good one. So I remember everything I learned from every aspect of my life. And I still use it as examples of things. In that, I'm going to use the streets as examples. I'm going to pull from anything that I got experience on to use as an example. And that's what life is about. If you teaching or doing anything, teaching your kids, whatever you doing, you got to pull from your experience to make it real. It's not about pulling from a program. Oh, I heard this person say this, so let me say that. You got to pull from your own personal experiences to make things real. That's how people learn. Anybody can repeat, that don't mean nothing. And so, hopefully y'all don't take offense to what I said. Just get on the right track. I be feeling disrespected when I'm coming in here and y'all ain't liking and, all the shit y'all be complaining about. You want to get taught for free, but you don't do nothing. And so, get free out the brain. That's for bums. And I ain't telling you nothing I don't live by. You go get free when you in need of it. If you not in need of free, don't be interfering with niggas that need that free. You should never be looking for free if you ain't in need of it. Otherwise, you a low fucking life. What we talking about? When did life become about you getting did for free? The free is in the garbage, man. Don't never let nobody tell you otherwise. Anything is free, that shit garbage. You know how they say the best things in life is free? What they talking about? I'm still, as a wise man, I'm still looking at this thing. What they talking about? The fucking life is free. Especially that's good. Because I only seen cheesy ass low budget shit for free. And they even got price tags on the cheap shit. That fucking junk car costs money. That shit already in the garbage. So where's this free stuff at? Not that I want it. I'm just speaking to the bums that come. You're not a bum, but you get my point. I like that word. Bum, stupid. These is my favorite words. I don't know why. I like the ring. I like how it vibrates in my throat. Like, bum. Like, sometimes I say it with a, oh, bomb. Like, oh, bomb. Like, I want to make it. Forget it. And I give y'all my skills. Some of y'all get mad when I call you a bum, but it's because I said it like that. You a bomb. Like, but the emphasis is on it. You feel me? So it can vibrate through your system. You already think you a bum, so you get my point. Anytime you call somebody a bum and they take offense, it's because that they already view themselves as a bum. Otherwise, call me a bum, it ain't gonna bother me. I'm gonna say pull up and I bet you look like a bum when you standing next to me. That's how I think. But like I said, if you a bum to yourself, whatever you is to yourself, if somebody say it, then you're gonna get mad. And that is your work. Anytime somebody say something about you or to you and it really disturbs you, you already had that thought for yourself, or you feel like it's a rude awakening of a truth of self. And so just get to work on self. That way you don't have to be worrying about none of that dumb shit. You broke, somebody call you broke, and it bother you, that means broke bother you, and you need to work on not being broke. Not saying being broke or having money matters, but it matters to you because you getting furious. So you're gonna have to do something about that. And that's how life go. It ain't about a back and forth and all that other shit. It's about clearing up the errors in the self. Whatever them errors may be, and you're doing that for this self. So you can move forward and kind of, you get my point? Live your life and do what you need to do. Peace and wisdom, 11. Let me get to your question. Peace and wisdom. Y'all ain't got to respect everything I do. I got my flaws and my little errors too. And y'all supposed to like, we all supposed to be here working together. But y'all coming here stupid. And that I can't even depend on none of y'all to keep it real with me. And you get my point? Go chill, Silas. You don't need to go that far today. Just chill. I can't trust none of y'all when y'all talking to me because y'all carry it like goofbags. But that's how that's supposed to be. Y'all supposed to be my anchor and vice versa. In moments where I may get a little irate, you get my point? Maybe moments you may see like, yo, you getting too lost on this thing or that thing. You get my point? Y'all still observers, so like I said, it ain't about respecting everything I do. Just as long as overall, you get my point, I keep it solid. Outside of that, ain't nobody gonna be perfect. Perfect is the work towards it. In regards to fulfilling perfect, there ain't no limit to that. Ain't no ceiling to that. It's just like wisdom. Ain't no ceiling to that. You could just be walking up the mountain, and that's the work in itself. Same with working on self and perfecting self. It's just the mountain that you working and you walking up. And just walking up the mountain is the perfecting of self. But when does it end? Never. If it have to end, then that means your being perfect got a limit. And ain't no limits to perfect. Ain't no limits to nothing. Even the bottomless deep ain't got no bottom. That part. And so, come here on real time. This is not a place though where you need to be feeling like if you ain't got money or you ain't got this or that you gotta feel like a lesser. It's not the place for that. You get my point? I wouldn't care what you got. If you ain't got something, you can always ask. Like, whatever you need to do to change your situation. Meaning, I do knowledge. That's what I'm here for. You can always ask whatever you're struggling with. But just coming here all broken and staying in that state, it's not accepted here, man. You got to be working on self in some kind of way. Whether it be internal problems, whatever the case may be, they got to be work going towards, like whatever's whatever. Now, you said, how was the Abraham belief started? I don't know what you mean when you say the Abraham belief, but the three religions we got in the daytime, which is Christianity, Judaism don't exist no more though, but it's merged with Christianity. But Christianity, Judaism, and Islam are the three Abrahamic religions. That means Abraham is the start, or the forefather, or the reason for those three religions. They descend from him in some way. It doesn't mean that he started those three religions. It's just the three religions is based on Abraham. So Christianity in perspective, it starts with Abraham. And so it's the same with Judaism and Islam. Abraham is like the forefather of all things that transpired in these religious texts. Now, to give you proper perspective, Abraham was a mage or a magician. This is to say, like an ancient scientist. And abracadabra and shit like that come from Abraham. In all the magic science, you could say Abraham come from a developed country in ancient times. Let's say Sumer, one of them, you get it? One of them nations. And he was going out to colonize. So when it says Abraham left his father's land to find his own land, you're talking colonization. You go into a place where it ain't been developed before. And you get my point? Y'all know how colonization works. Colonizers come, they start developing up the land, and you get my point? Putting rules on the people that's in that area. And so Abraham's the beginnings of colonization as y'all would know it. And his offspring being those that was colonizing and taking over the world. It have nothing to do with black people or anything y'all talking about. This is the beginnings of Arabs and the Arab nations of people. Just like an Israelite is the forefathers of Israelis. Remember, the book is speaking about those areas. So if you black and you say, no, we the real Hebrews, what you talking about, man? It's talking about the beginning of Arabic people. Israelis being like the offsprings of Arabs. Again, ain't the book talking about the Middle East last time I checked? That part. You a black person now. You was a Israeli before? They brought you from Israel all the way over to them. What the fuck are we talking about? Like that. When you lost, you reach for anything. Saying any dumb thing. And so that got to do with those groups of people. Meaning you got white people that rule the world and you got Arabs that rule the world. And y'all worship and honor their history and you get it, they forefathers. That's what y'all worship as gods. Their forefathers, their ancestries. In regards to black people conquering any lands and becoming kings over it and having their own history in that way, where they create religious texts and deify themselves, we ain't get there yet. Only the Arabs and the whites have done that. I'm not saying all whites and all Arabs, but I'm saying these people did it to their own. Arabs created those religions for their own. It just spread throughout the world as they start conquering more territory. They got business dealings over in America. This is how you start getting Islam and Arabic culture here. From them coming. That part. If you wondering, so why we got Arab writings? You got the writings of whoever ruled. So you got English white people writings because they in power and rule. You know, the Vatican and all that. You got Arabs that's kings over their lands and they rule. And you get it? These people deified their ancestors. When I say deify, I mean they write them in with God. So whatever is the godly texts of the times or the understandings of God, they just replace these things with their own. In that, God become their great-great-grandfather. If you lost, if you read the Bible, what is that, Psalms? I forget the book. I don't remember. I'm not somebody that memorizes the text. I understand the text. I understand what I read. I don't need to memorize it. It's like a movie. You watch the movie, you understand the movie, but you may not remember every word in Menace to Society. But overall, you like, no, I've seen that movie a bunch of times. I know exactly what it's about. But I can't repeat every word they said. That's stupid. That's how I am with the biblical text and all other texts. I don't memorize these things. I read them for understanding. Not to remember it and look like a stupid retard that can repeat anything I hear. It's all about understanding. And so, in one of the books in the Bible, I forget which one, it speaks of Solomon speaking to God in a dream. But the God he was speaking to was Israel. Meaning y'all worship Jacob. The God over the Israelites is Israel. It say it in the book. Solomon was praying to Israel, which is Jacob. That part. Y'all worship old ancient people that were deified. When you reading about the Jews, you reading about the Julius Caesars. This is a line of white people that have to do with the Romans. And these Julius Caesars is responsible for conquering the world in their times. And of course, these Jews were written in, or these Julius Caesars were written in texts concerning God where they deify themselves in it. So when you read in the Bible, you just reading how the Jews or the Julius Caesars deified themselves. When I say deify themselves, make themselves like one with God, like they the descendants of God, even though they ain't. And just people, like everybody else. And so you get my point? The whole world worships Arabs' ancestors and white people's ancestors that colonized and developed most of the world that we have in today. And we ain't get around to doing shit. That's why we ain't got no religious text where we deified in it and other people worshiping it. And so the three the three religions we have, they descend from Abraham. They're known as the Abrahamic religions. And that's what that's all about. Meaning Christianity, Judaism, Islam, it's all the same religion, different tongue. Christians is English. Islam is Arab, but the story the same. The tongue just different. In that, you get my point? Y'all all in the same religion. Just follow a different tongue's version of it. So let's say you black and you say I'm a Muslim, and then the next black person say I'm a Christian. Y'all the same thing. Two stupid dumb motherfuckers that's followers, but don't know what you following. And the one following Arabic stuff and the other one following white man stuff, and neither one know they self and who they are as a person. They think God's something outside of they self. God is something inside of y'all that y'all ignore. When y'all shed light on it, it will blossom like how if you put sunlight on a seed, it'll grow. God is within y'all, not outside of you. And all wisdom that have to do with life is within self. And you have to access it. You access it by being truthful with self. Making sure the mindset is fair. This is how you open up what's within. As long as you biased and all emotional, well, truth is whatever you say it is. In that, you say, man, I don't know how to reach the God inside myself, and I don't know how to get this wisdom from myself, because you lie to yourself. And that's all you do. Just follow everything in the world and lie to yourself. So you don't need to worry about that. But when you're done with that, wisdom is within you. God too. God is basically you at a perfected state. I'm not saying you God. I'm saying God will come to you as you in your glory when you get there. That part. Meaning everybody in earth should see God in themselves when they get to a certain level. And there should be no separation between you and God. Right now, y'all have God as some Puerto Rican man on a cross. This have nothing to do with you. That part. You see him as God, not self as God, because the self don't measure up to what it's supposed to. But you start measuring up to what you supposed to, you're going to start asking yourself, why am I worshiping this bum nigga on the cross? He a man just like me. Why can't I worship myself? I'm moving on in the same way they say he did. That part. It's inevitable once you better the self. It's hard to put things above the self. Unless it truly deserved to be. And so like I said, God is within y'all and God is one with y'all. You can't see God as me. That ain't you finding God. That's just you finding me. When you see God as yourself, like, I'm not saying you God over life, but when the image of God become you, this is when you're going to move right. This is when you're going to be the manifestation of what you're supposed to be. Meaning we all manifestations of God in its glory. And we lose our countenance as we live in this life. But you get my point? When you get back to where you're supposed to be, you ain't never going to separate yourself from God. And be like, God is that shit on the cross and I'm over here. No, God with me. We one. Even if I lose my way, I can't lose God. God just go mute. Kick back in the shades till I'm finished acting stupid. But you can't lose God, just like you can't lose yourself. You can only get lost in the world. You can only ignore yourself and ignore the God within. But in terms of these things just vanishing, you can't find yourself in somebody else. You can't find God in somebody else. And they can't find God in you. Everybody got to get it out of their self. And the only way you going to get God out of yourself is when you God-like. So if you wondering, how can I get deep divine wisdom? You got to become that divinity that you want to receive from. It's all a balance. We're not talking about an appearance. You get glasses and you decorate yourself like you wise. That's the extent of your dumb. And that's what you're trying to cover up. You see a man got the Malcolm X glasses on. He try to change his appearance and look like he wise. He just covering up his stupidity. Because if he was truly wise, he wouldn't care about none of that. I don't care how I appear to y'all. Because my words hold merit. My words represent if I'm wise. So you could just close your goddamn eyes. Like that. When it's real, you don't have no need or feel like I need a costume. Mike Tyson was knocking niggas the fuck out. He didn't need to come into the ring like these new fighters come in where they got on all this nice, goofy shit. Tyson come in with no socks on, black fucking boots, short black shorts, and a ripped up towel over him. Straight bum. He the richest fighter in his day. If you go back and look at him, he come in the ring like nothing. That man done gotta decorate himself. You already know what he coming to do. Knock shit out. Like, it's not fake, so he don't gotta decorate it. And that's how any wise person is. They gonna be like, why do I need to take away from how I look in my glory? My wisdom make me something. If I decorate myself like Malcolm X, I'm just making Malcolm X more something. And so you get my point? When you get where you need to be, you have all access. But you got to be one with what you're trying to access. Now, most people low. So they got all that access to all the low life shit. They know everything about being a low life. They know every lie that the earth got to give. Aliens, flat earth, every dumb lie you could think of, they know. But when it comes to truth and acknowledging that truth, well, they lacking on that end. And so, says some people never reach God. You got God and you got the self. And most people just die out as their own self. They never shed the ego and see beyond their low life self to a glory. Their goal is not to be godly. Their goal is to be rich and loved by people and all of this other dumb shit. And so you get my point? When the goal is to be God-like, so you could be one with the thing. So that's what you will be. And so look at it like that. People will either die in their God mind, in their God state, or they will either die as their own self. Me and my God state and you and your God state is the same person. Different face, same person. Say, I don't like Sal, let's go get the other wise man. He gonna feel like me to you. Where you like, is all these niggas the fucking same? And it's just like when you go to any groupings or any environment. And all the Pan-Africans is the same, all the Hebrews is the same. And talking to all of them like talking to one of them. And this is how it is when you in God. You get it? When you in your God. It's all the same. Morals is morals, that's that. And so you get my point? You gotta get to that place where you stop letting people feed you low shit like that's what you eat. I don't want nothing but the high things. I'm not talking materials. I'm talking words. The quality of life you live, whatever the case may be. You don't want nobody feeding you lows like you got to be under shit. You don't never got to be under nothing. You could be equal with shit or just go on your way. Anybody requesting you to kneel before them or be beneath them, you don't need them. You need to grow. You say, I want a teacher to teach me for free. Then you want to be a kid. You got to leave it open for you to grow. So you be of equal measure with a thing. Think in y'all groups, it's a leader. But in the group, does it come to a point where all the followers become equal with the leader? No. And that's the glory of real God. God ain't over you. God wants you to be one with him, an equal merit with him. If you equal merit with God, then you get my point. So everybody become the digits in the limbs of God. When you're dealing with lesser shit, then it's required of you to be a lesser. In that, when you find real God, there ain't gonna be no kneeling on your knee and praising no name. You are the name of the divinity when you get there. Meaning God's name is you when you start moving like God out here. And when the next motherfucker start moving like God, so his name be the name of God. He be the manifestation of. You follow? When I speak and I go deep, some of y'all view me like that. That nigga God, I don't care what nobody say, but I ain't your God. I'm my own God and I'm one with God. And we be equal. And if I lose my way, then you get my point. I lose out on that glory, but you got to view it like that. God ain't something that's a stranger to you or away from you. It's just something you move away from. And so you get my point? You got to find self. Meaning y'all still in the process of being found by others and them manipulating you to be whatever they want you to be. But you got to find yourself. From there, you find the good in self. Like I said, it all starts with balance and honor. And from there, you get my point, the mind start opening up. Meaning God within start feeding you what you need. You just oblige. Y'all all got a voice that pop in y'all head ever so often telling y'all to do shit that y'all know y'all should do, but you don't. You got goals. You was sitting around, lingering around, and that voice came in your mind like you need to get the fuck up and do what you need to be doing. And you made a view that that's like the demons in your head antagonizing you. Next thing you know, you arguing back. You're supposed to just listen. When you get to a place where you don't argue back with the voice in your head and you just obey, so the ego is gone and you getting in tune with God now. Anything that bother you is just God talking to you to perfect something about yourself, because all your flaws gonna cost you turmoil. All your lost ways and your flawed ways is gonna be your inner bitterness and your turmoil. And God gonna speak through them. You an alcoholic, sometimes you get that voice in your head telling you, man, you need to do something with yourself. You a loser. Then you get all aggravated. You probably go drink more. Listen to the voice. If the voice ain't telling you nothing wrong, you just don't measure up to what the voice saying, there's the work. Get to it as when you can or however you can, but get to that. We run from that and we start deflecting and pushing shit off on others. And so, like I said, y'all all got a voice in y'all head. I'm not talking about the low-life voice. That's you. I'm talking about that thing in your head you argue with sometimes because you don't measure up. You feel like it's antagonizing you. Some of y'all going through that right now. You went through something, maybe you took the L and now it's playing in your mind where you getting abusing your own self. That's your higher voice. God, basically. Telling you what you should have done. You took a L, you should have did something about it, but you didn't. Now what you gonna do? And you get it? Find your peace. You can't win every war in life. You can't be on top of everything in life, but what you can do is learn and keep moving forward. You learn from your losses, you learn from your wins, but more than that, you keep moving forward. Why? Because life ain't about to stop because you stopped. And that you got people here in current day still living out their turmoils from 20 years ago. They still think they in relationships and got shit going on from 20 years ago. And so you get it? You got to move forward. It's the only way. There you go, Infinite Minds. Kush said, most people think they are dumb. They are the dumb voice that isn't even theirs, and getting aggravated by all the higher voices. There you go. And we get the dumb ideas. Oh, I should have sex with this girl right now. You don't even know this girl. This bitch look half dirty, man. But you desperate, so you like, yeah, I should take it down. That ain't God. That's your own. That's your own low self. Meaning that you got God and devil. You the devil until you one with God. And that's just the truth of life. And that y'all be seeking out the devil in people. You are the devil you seeking until you move in the right way. And so you get my point? You got to learn to separate the two voices, meaning your own from the higher. We be going on our own voice and our own thoughts, forgetting about the higher voice. The more you block it off, the more it don't come talking to you. The more you listen and oblige to it, the more you will see like, oh, it's coming in every aspect of my being. You got people living this life, that voice just leads and guides them on every decision and every moment in life. They don't even think for themselves no more. They just let it do it. And whatever it pop in their mind and say, they just oblige. They get a thought in their mind, man, you need to get out of here. I think somebody's scheming on you. They just get up and go. The next person might say, man, that's my mind just fucking with me, man. This is why the mind got to be clear and sober. So you trust the thoughts coming in it. And so you get my point? It's all simple, but if you flip-flopping around and trying to learn over here and learn over there, you miss all the jewels here. You got to learn one thing at a time. And so, it's like I said, God is in y'all. It's not in no book. God don't write books and ain't got nothing to do with no book. A book is a false prophet. And a prophet is one that speak the word of God. The book ain't got no heartbeat, lungs, voice box, or nothing. Meaning a prophet is any person in a higher mind that speak out that glory. A book is a false version of a person. You reading that Bible, you don't know who the author is. That part. It's supposed to be the voice of the prophet, but prophet ain't a book. The prophet is a voice. Meaning you not a book. You a voice in a mind. And a book is a false example of you. Words and thoughts that we can't say who they come from. And so that's what it means when you're reading like Islam in certain texts when they say false prophets will emerge. They talking about these books y'all lost into. They not talking about people running their mouth about the books. They talking about the books themselves are the false prophets that emerge, and y'all worship these prophets, meaning these books. Y'all say they come from God, but they don't. They come from man. And so you get my point? When the mind get to a place where it's not looking for nothing to be dependent on, and it understands that everything is dependent on me. Me knowing God is dependent on me cleaning myself up and being clean enough to come in the presence. I mean, y'all say, how am I come in the presence of God? God will bring you where you need to be. The same way your ass is brought into unconsciousness, you brought into a dream, you brought many places that you ain't got no control of how you got there. Even this physical life, you had no control on how you got here. Trust that. Trust that you brought many different places and you don't even know how you got there. But you get it? God gonna bring you where you need to be. And you spend your time there and you do your works. Your works being the good stuff. Wherever you at, make it better. Raise the hell there. Raise the low mind states to something higher. You serve your purpose in your works, which is raising. go on your way. It's all simple. I just come here to make y'all not have to be dependent on nobody but the self. That's not to say you don't work with others, but that's to say working with others only work when everybody dependent on themselves. It ain't leaning on this one or leaning on that one, but when everybody take their own load and you get it, this is how y'all do when y'all go to work. Everybody do their job at the job, even though y'all all separate and got y'all own households, but y'all come to work and y'all fulfill the glory for the boss. Everybody knowing their job and what they supposed to do and getting it done. And this is how we supposed to live. You come together to do our works. This don't have nothing to do with me controlling how you think or see life or nothing. It got to do with you being fair, kind, and good in your way, and me being the same way, and whatever the works is, let's get to that. My part is this, your part is that, your part is that. Well, let's knock it out. And on to the next thing. When you get there, when we all get there, meaning when y'all done feeling sorry for yourselves, and you done looking for somebody to blame for whatever shortcomings you got that ain't even shortcomings. It's just somebody else's perspective of shortcomings that you choose to adopt. Y'all got other people's perspectives of life and of self. You gotta have your own perspective of life and your own perspective of yourself. And you don't need to have a perspective of yourself. You just do your works. Your works speak for itself. And so you get it? When y'all get to a place where y'all no longer looking for a pity party, looking to blame somebody for something, and you just ready to get to the works on self. And from there, getting to the working on life. Well, that's when y'all will begin y'all path, I suppose. But most people lost into being pitiful and think they gonna win a sob story party. This is where y'all get the bashing others and doing all this low life shit. Anybody do you wrong, get the lesson out of it. Get the lesson of self. How'd you let that happen? I don't mean get the lesson like, oh, people ain't shit in this life. Everybody, whatever your dumb is, you got did dirty is because you're stupid. And now you need to clean up that stupidity. And until you see it like that, you're going to get did dirty for your whole life. Why every nigga I meet cheat on me? Because you don't respect your own fucking self and you ain't learn from that first nigga. And you ain't learn how to set your boundary lines and talk to a nigga looking him dead in the eyes like a grown-ass woman. And stand on what the fuck you say. Nigga, I see you playing with any bitches out here. You through. Pack your shit and get the fuck out. Don't wait for me to tell you to. And watch how nigga deal with you. You say, nah, she ain't with that shit. I ain't playing with her. She cut my dick off. You got women like that right now. Where they like, ain't no nigga ever cheated on me. I don't know what's wrong with these chicks. Because she don't play that shit. And she know where she standing. She not about to play on it with you. And so you gotta get there. Where ain't no room no more for no sob stories or nobody doing you wrong or none of that. It's just you moving right and doing what you supposed to do as an adult. And when you doing all you supposed to do, ain't shit nobody could do to you. Except just hate on you, and they ain't gonna do shit to you. That's gonna bring them down. And so everybody gotta just get there in their own time. Like, it ain't no overnight thing, but you get it? When you in the presence of, glorious things, so it will pass off. You in the presence of low lives that got agendas and all this dumb shit that ain't got nothing to do with building you up none. You're gonna be lost on that. And so y'all need to start focusing on yourselves. That don't mean you can't help others while you working on yourself. That don't mean you can't do things for others and do things with others while you working on yourself. But working on yourself got to be the first thing on the list. And there got to be some work done every day towards the self, the same way y'all go to work and do y'all work there, and y'all do y'all work for the kids, and y'all do y'all work for this thing and that thing, but never on the self. Everything else get to get your attention in your hands and foot and your sweat, except you. Think on that. We be serving and slaving and doing everything for everybody else. Never getting to the self. We die all shriveled up and old, motherfucker don't even care about you. Soon as you dead, you forgotten. You don't waste your whole life killing yourself to serve others, hoping they give you some glory. Maybe they give you your just due, but they ain't. You got to get that from God, and that's within. You get my point? Moving from the God state, you can get all the glories and everything you want. It's going to come like that. And so, we don't control nothing. We just control what we got. But we don't control what we get. The life gonna give you what it think you need in the time. And how you deal with that is going to determine what come next. You follow? You don't pick when you go into unconscious sleep, if you get a dream or not, when you wake up. You don't control none of that. But wherever you find yourself, you do have some control over how you carry it. You follow? That's how life is. So for those of y'all that's maybe living a life you don't like right now, or things seem like it's bad for you, it's not. God got you right where you need to be, so you can learn whatever you need to learn. And you being there is a matter of yourself not learning. Some of y'all are putting in, some of y'all, like Puffy, he in jail right now. But maybe God need him there. See, all that shake that and all that shit you like to do and all that lifestyle you live, they need to feel that. And him being in jail might bring a lot of them back to life, where they say, damn, when I get out this motherfucker, I'm gonna get on my job, man. That nigga Puffy was in here, bro. Like that. Some of y'all are put in environments beneath you, and that's your work. Raise it up. And a lot of us come from those environments. You get it? Meaning most of us come from poverty. But when we do all right for ourselves, then we view going back to the poverty as a punishment. And sometimes that's your work. God bless you with all the wealth in the world, and he puts you in a situation where you be back where you started. Because there's your work. Most people, they run from their work. Just do your work. You will be moved along when it's time for you to be moved along. This is for those of y'all that's on a proper path, and you get it. You kind of let the divinity decide for you, and that's how you move on that. That divine voice inside. If you move like that, you don't belong to you no more. You belong to greater things. And you just do your work. You're not going to have no worries. You're not going to have no starving days. You ain't going to have no needs. Maybe you don't like where you at, but you ain't going to have no needs while there. And that's your sign. Let me just do my work. I'm just here to fulfill a glory that I didn't know I even needed to fulfill. Meaning y'all got works to do that y'all know nothing about. But you gotta get to that place. You get my point? Until then, y'all try to find little problems to fix and things to do for yourselves. But y'all already got things to do coming from beyond y'all. You just ain't in your God state to where you can fulfill any of the glories that you're supposed to be fulfilling. You in your lower mind, and that you on your own. And that you gotta figure out what you want to do. You never satisfied with what you figure out. And you get my point? You gotta surrender yourself over to the glory of self. And trust in that glory. That's what belief is about. It's not about believing in imaginary gods, but it's about believing in the will. Meaning you have a willpower. And believing in the power of your will is what make all things manifest. Your will being God. When I say your will, let's say you say, man, I want to be a big time rapper. But do you believe? Or is it just a hope? I hope I become a rapper. Or do you know I'm going to? I'm going to put my work in, and this shit going to happen. And it ain't no other nothing. It's just going to be that. like that. Y'all put y'all belief into fake ass belief systems, not into the will of self and what you want to do. That thing be good, even if it ain't good, the will is more powerful than good and bad. The will manifest if the power of belief in it is potent. Anything else you don't need to believe in. There's only one thing that you need to believe in: yourself and the willpower of the self. Anything else is a waste of you believing in. It hold no truth for you. You could say, I believe in Jesus. Oh well. Ain't no mountains gonna move for you until you believe in your own goddamn self in that same fucking way and believe that whatever the will of self is gonna come to be. Get it? This is when you one with God. This is when you can start fulfilling your glory. So take those jewels for now. 2 hours passed. Hopefully y'all grasped. Hopefully it wasn't too harsh. I like to make it good, you know. Ain't like I'm gonna do any jogging around, breakdancing or nothing. So take the glory, like. Now I'm about to depart. Thank you for whoever obliged to my little message about giving back. If any of y'all want to know about the Solid Sanctuary and supporting that, email upscaleknowledge@gmail.com, especially if you somebody that like to farm, because I need like a person that's like farming. And if you somebody that like to work out and exercise, and need somebody like that as well. Then we can get this Solid Sanctuary going where people can come and work on their physical, mental, and emotional. Learn things concerning nature, things concerning themselves and their own well-being. And you get my point? Like I said, you can email upscaleknowledge@gmail.com. You can visit my website, upscaleknowledge.org. There you go, Bruce. Let God take control. It will be better for you. Most people lost into religious gods, fake gods, and they don't understand what's within to even believe in it. That's why I say it starts with self. You don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in God. You lying to yourself. If you will believe it in a religion, start with how you truly don't believe. See, it all starts with honesty with self. You project to the world, I do believe in Jesus the Christ and I believe in the law. But you a liar and everybody know it. And you can't fool God. We ran around this whole earth talking about you believe in the law, but you was lying. You can't fool God. What do you do? You fooled the whole world to believe you was a loyal Muslim, but you ain't. Because you can't believe in what you don't know. And so it's the same with a Christian. They're all followers of lie because they lied to they self. They overlook, I really don't believe because I ain't sure. They don't speak that truth out and say, I don't know. I really don't have a clue. That part. When you get there, then you'll know when you'll know. First, you gotta know you don't know. And so you get my point? Anybody that's lost into belief systems and they believe in that, they still battling their own lies to self. But once they get past that, then you get my point? You have to start believing in the self. Once you believe in the self, then you got enough glory to believe in the higher thing. You can't skip over yourself in nothing. Like, you can't say, oh, I believe in God, but you treat yourself like shit and got no belief in your own damn self. That part. You got to get to a place where whatever God could do, I could do, because I walk in the light of God. I don't need to pray to God to do shit for me because I'm doing some shit for God. Like, when you a low life, you looking for shit to do shit for you. And that, no, God's your slave. God would never be your slave. But in your mind, you say God gonna die for your sins and do all this for you. And you got it wrong, nigga. You supposed to be doing shit for God. What you think you got this life for? That part. You got this life so you could do the will of God. and be God born. It ain't about nothing being done for you. Everything already done for you. You breathing right now, ain't you? Did you starve today? That part. All things concerning your needs was fulfilled. Get to work. You work for God. You do for God. God don't gotta do shit for you. And that's how that go. And so, when y'all want to learn things the real way and y'all done with y'all religions, Salam, come here. Be kind in your ways and pure in your intentions. And I ain't got no problem teaching you anything. Salam, indeed, Mark G. Now I'm departing. Maybe I'll come back later. But take heed to what I said. Maybe I'll chop this end part off and record it for yourself and replay it in the morning so you could step out your house in that glory. It's all about remembering, like, you're supposed to wake up knowing, like, nah, I work for God, blood. I got shit to do. God don't need to do nothing for me. He could do shit for me when I'm done. Like, when I die, then he could take over and do whatever he need to do for me. But while I'm here, I'm doing all that I need to do for God. Whatever that may be. Like that. When you get there, you get my point? You one with God. Move in that glory. You'll be alright. Even if you don't move with God. God's so good that you are right now. Say, I ain't got this, I ain't got that, whatever. You good right now. You got breath going through your goddamn lungs. I wouldn't care if you eating ramen noodles. Food going in your belly. The bare minimums is met. Say, Solace, I'm sleeping in my car right now. You could be sleeping out fucking side. What are you talking about? You want to complain about that? Because the shit can go up. This how man do himself. He's sleeping in his car. He mad he ain't got no house. He say, I'm sleeping in my car. This crazy. Next thing you know, that motherfucker's sleeping outside. Car break down. He lose that because he got no appreciation for it. And he probably lost his own fucking house that he live in because of that same shit. Not having appreciation and gratitude for what is got. And so you get my point? You want to step out the crib and step out and wake up in the morning knowing, like, I got all I need. And whatever I don't have don't matter unless I'm around people that I'm letting bring my countenance down. You get my point? Other than that, whatever you lack, you will have when you put in the work to get it. Everything you lack ain't a need. And so you get my point? Wherever you may be at in this life, it's only a problem if you're comparing yourself to somebody else. But if you remove all others and you just deal with yourself, so you're blessed. And you could be dead, and you could be ill. You could be many things. Way worse than whatever you think you got going on right now. And I like to always remember that. Because it's easy to want more. And it's easy to start trying to figure out how to get more and do this and that. And next thing you know, you fuck up what you already got. And so it's about securing what you got and adding to it. That way you lose nothing. You follow? It's not about doing away with this to get something new. It's about keeping all you got and adding on to it. Whether you're talking people, environments, anything. It's not about leaving the environment you grew up in and then going to a new place, but it's about going to a new place and being able to bring those people from the new place back to your old environment and vice versa. And all is good. You follow? It ain't about moving out the ghetto to your luxury penthouse. It's about keeping your ghetto shit in the ghetto and moving to the penthouse. Say I lose that penthouse, it wouldn't matter. I still got my ghetto shit. I lose my new rich friends, it wouldn't matter. I still got my old friends. You still got everything that was as the foundations. You get my point? You move in that light. We move in like replacement. It's all about adding on. I know some drug dealers, but I still keep them around. They my friend. A motherfucker gonna die for me. Do a whole bunch of shit for me. that a nigga that's legit ain't. And so that's my friend. It wouldn't matter his life, his own. He gonna live it how he got to live it. Outside of that, when it come to morals, balance, honor, shit like that, he always on the up and up with me. His deeds. He aware of his deeds, but he don't never let it get in the way of his good. Like, you get my point? And so, and try to keep everything you got and add on to it. It's not about abandoning things, but it's about, you get it? Becoming super whole. And so, hopefully y'all grasp. He said, I'll take 5G. Now, I'm departing. Y'all enjoy y'all day. Apply these jewels. Salam.